I was gonna stitch this video. I'll tag the original creator, but this the people that do this, the hood dudes that randomly just start screaming out lyrics, they are undiagnosed ADHD or autistic. Um, or the ones you see like twisting their hair while walking down the street, yelling lyrics or playing music in one ear. You know what I mean? Like yelling out lyrics, like living in just their own world. Undiagnosed autistic. For the love of God, it looks different in Black people, especially like cannot emphasize how important music is to Black neurodivergent people, because a lot of us struggle with expressing ourselves because one, we weren't taught. Two, because we're autistic, it's like words are out of your reach in a lot of ways. And then when you find music that makes you feel certain ways, you consistently recite those lyrics to like refresh that feeling in you, and also to kind of like itch that scratch when you just want to say lyrics out loud. Music is important to Black neurodivergent people. But yes.
Hey, did you hear about Shirley and Rhonda fighting the other day?
Oh, I meant to ask you last night. Where'd you end up going for dinner?
Hey, have you heard the latest celebrity gossip?
I'm really thinking about taking her on a date to the zoo. She says she really likes giraffes.
Oh, giraffes? Did you know giraffes have the same amount of neck vertebrae as us? Theirs is just longer. They also have the highest blood pressure on the planet. They also have an elastic tendon on the back of their neck, so when they contract their neck forward to drink water, it takes about 2 seconds for their neck to travel 13 feet to snap back up. It acts like a little rubber band. Also, their laryngeal nerve is excellent proof of evolution. So, the laryngeal nerve first evolved in fish-like creatures. It was a direct route from the brain to the gills, which is right next to their heart. Now, as these fish-like creatures evolved into four-legged creatures, the neck extends and the heart is now displaced, but the laryngeal nerve is still taking the same exact route that it took in fish, because evolution doesn't have the benefit of restarting and rewiring. Now, see, an intelligent designer would have just put it from the brain to the larynx in every creature. However, evolution is not intelligent design. It has to work with what's available.
Do you ever stop talking? Ever?
Oh, sorry.
Norms I don't understand. Number 7. When is it appropriate versus not appropriate to talk about yourself in a conversation? So for me, in a conversation, oftentimes I will talk about myself in relation to somebody else when they bring up something that I can relate to. It's like a form of empathy. It's a form of showing that I understand, a form of showing that I am also interested in this thing. Say someone is like, oh yeah, I went to a Frank Ocean concert last night. It was the best concert I've ever been to. It was amazing. And I join in, be like, oh shit, I saw Frank Ocean last year. It was life-changing. He's so good live. A lot of people will be offended by that, or see me as self-centered, or see me as redirecting the conversation. But in my mind, I'm just engaging with the discussion, so showing this other person that I also really like Frank Ocean, and I can relate to them on this, and I share a similar experience. It's a way of bonding. But I've been called out for it a lot, or called like self-centered, and I have trouble knowing when it's okay to talk about myself versus when it's not. And if I'm not talking about myself, then how else do I navigate the conversation? It's always confused me and caused me a lot of anxiety, because I'm not self-centered. I'm just trying to relate to you.
Because of the lack of diversity in representation in the media as well as research in the medical field, what people think autism is and what it actually is often very different. An individual's experience of their autistic symptoms is going to vary widely person to person depending on the socialization that they had in any social interaction in terms of status in society and its influence on how they can present their symptoms.